This is the grand solar spreads, and this is used for predictions in cardology. Essentially, this lays out static spreads for every age, whether you're 0, you're just born, you're 1, 2, 3, whatever age you're in. This is going to represent the energy and your perception of the energy and your perspective of the energy and the energy that's going on around you in that particular year. And if you look at the top, at the very, very top sits the 8 of diamonds. The 8 of diamonds is the position that's literally the highest position on the chart. So when you fall in that position, you're on top of everybody. You're on top of the world. This is considered to be a famous position. This position here is actually what's called the sun on the sun row. The sun is shining. It is very Leo, right? So if you're talking about fame, this is definitely a very, very famous position. So let's go to the United States spread this year. The United States spread is on age 67. Now, mind you, the United States is like 200 and something years old. There are only 90 spreads. So you have to get a special calculator or calculate the spread that it's on because it's going to repeat itself. So this is the age spread that the United States is on this year. It's on the age 67 spread, right? If you look at the very, very, very top. Now, I've already selected the Jack of Diamonds. The United States is a Jack of Diamonds. But if you look at the very, very top, that is still the position of fame, the 8 of diamonds. But because we're on a new spread, there's a new card sitting there. Every age, a new card is going to move there. Eventually, your card is going to move there. It could be at age 44, 45. It could be at age 10. It could be at age 20. But eventually, you're going to sit in that famous spot, right? So this particular year for the United States, the 9 of diamonds is sitting in that spot. So that applies to every 9 of diamonds person. So if you want to know why everybody's talking about a particular person or somebody is famous in a particular year, it would likely be because they're sitting in this spot. Well, if they're sitting in that spot, it is going to be because they're sitting in that spot. So let's use somebody, for example. We're going to use Chrisean Rock. Chrisean Rock is a 9 of diamonds, right? So if you look, the 9 of diamonds is sitting in that spot. So what does that mean? That means that Chrisean Rock is actually sitting in the spot of fame on the grand solar spreads. So she's going to be somebody that everybody's talking about. Now, mind you, if she was just hidden somewhere and not showing herself, then likely no one would be talking about her. This is a very intentional spot because it is an 8. It is an 8 of diamonds. That means you actually have to do something. It's not, something could be done to you and you still show up in that spot. But the likelihood of you gaining from the fame benefit of being in this spot is very slim if you're not doing anything, right? But if you are doing something, like you're on social media, you're sharing your life, you're opening yourself up, then you're going to continually be the talk of the town sitting in this spot. Now, what about Blueface? He's also the talk of the town as well, right? Well, so if you look, Blueface is a 7 of diamonds, right? And the 7 of diamonds is related to the 9 of hearts. Always related to the 9 of hearts. These are 2 karma cards that are related to each other. They switch with one another. So he's essentially a 7 of diamonds, and he's also a 9 of hearts. Well, guess what? The 9 of diamonds is Saturn to the 9 of hearts, right? So that means that Saturn is it's going to be like that glue because Saturn is a contract, is a bind. You get married, that's a Saturn contract. If you enter into a business agreement, that's a Saturn contract. So that's somebody that you're going to be bound to in some way. So we already know that Chrisean is bound to him because number 1, now she has a child for him. And number 2, they got business contracts in the background because they work together. Whatever those contracts are, we don't know, but we know that they are bound together in quite a few ways. So what that means is every time they're talking about Chrisean, right? If Blueface actually comes out and do something, guess what? They're going to talk about him too because he can leech onto Chrisean's fame because they're connected in that Saturnian way. So very, very interesting how fame can be determined on a cardology chart. You can definitely see who's going to be talking about who. So does that just apply to you if you're a 9 of diamonds? like shown in that spot. This could also apply to you if you happen to become a nine of diamonds at some point during the year, because in your yearly chart, you could have a nine of diamonds in one of your placements. It could be in your Mercury, your Venus, your Mars, your Jupiter, your Saturn, your Uranus, or Neptune. So when you get to any one of those periods in the year, if you become a nine of diamonds, then you activate that sun position. If you do the same by opening yourself up or exposing yourself, or going after some high position, then you would also benefit from the position of the nine of diamonds in this spot, which is the position of fame.